Greetings, fellow travelpreneurs, and welcome to another episode of the Travelpreneur Club, where I interview inspiring travelpreneurs from around the world and tell you their story of starting, launching, and growing their location-independent business. Now let the journey begin. Today I feel honored to have Aakash Ranison with us. Aakash is the founder and CEO of the Golden Bird Foundation, a non-governmental organization based out of India that was created to help less fortunate children who have an interest in working with computers, an opportunity to gain an education. Since the founding of the program, Aakash has also expanded the program to cover the issues of hunger, women empowerment, healthcare, and environmental protection. Along with making the world a better place, Aakash has a passion for blogging and travel photography, which he shares with more than 2,000 followers on Instagram. His 3,600 likes on Facebook, and 11,000 plus followers on Twitter. His motto is be passionate, be the change, and he continues to live each day. Aakash, welcome to the Travelpreneur Club, my friend.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for welcoming.
I kind of gave our audience a brief overview of kind of your backstory, but tell us a little bit more and fill in any details I may have missed.
Okay, so my story is all about doing two things. First thing, which I really love. Second thing, which I think I can't do. If I see any of the things, like there is something I really love, I do it. If there is something I feel I can't do it, so this is something I really want to do. So this is how everything got started. I wanted to study computers, but I was financially weak. I was not able to do this. So I was going through and I was reading few books from Swami Vivekananda and Bhagat Singh. Those people inspired me that how, if I am not able to do something, I can help some other people so at least they can achieve what they want. So this is how the Golden Bird Foundation thing started. Back in 2012, I started the foundation and I was regularly concentrating and staying in my own city and was working on the foundation regularly for 2-3 years regularly. And when I felt that now the organization is going pretty well, there are people who can handle each and every thing by themselves, and there's no need that I have to be staying at the same place and working with them regularly and dealing with the companies and people. So that was the time I thought, okay, now is the time when I can go out and do what I really want to do for myself. Again, I can give a try that how I can do this thing for myself. So this is how it all started. The NGO is going pretty well now. There are companies who are helping us to run our operations regularly, who work with us in CSR. They give regular funding to our NGO and we work. And now the thing comes to how I thought that I should travel. So from my childhood till the time when I completed my schooling, I was pretty lucky enough that I got to travel with my parents to different cities, and I lived somewhere around four different states in India, and finally I was in my own city where I am now. So I was able to understand what is traveling, how does it feel like to be between different new people in a new location where I do not know anyone, and I can learn and I can experience something from each and everyone over there. The way they talk to each other, the way they treat to each other. And I've been to different cities as well. Like for example, where I live, this is not really that metropolitan city, not really that big. I've been to one another city which is more about religious, and there's another city which is more about a metro, which is more about technology and other things. So I got to experience 3-4 different kind of cities, which is not really that big. Some cities really too much about religion, and another one which is really big, which is really going very fast. So this is how I got to learn about travel, that what I can, if I travel more, what I can learn. So this was my kick that I should travel. But again, my problem was that how do I travel? I do not even have money now, because what I started is an NGO. I cannot get money out of it. Even if I get money, I have to give it to some other people for their own benefit. So how do I travel now?
Sure.
So as I told you, I do what I really love. So I really wanted to cycle in my childhood. So I came up with an idea, why don't I cycle wherever I want to go? Why do I have to put money on a flight? Why do I have to buy a ticket for a flight or train or anything? So somehow I managed to gather a few amount and I bought a new cycle and I started cycling. So I cycled somewhere around 800 kilometers for my first trip, and I reached out to some other place. And what here I did is I was very clear that I learned one thing from my running from my NGO is that I can get a sponsorship. If I have a media over at this part, if I if I can get them in media. So from the companies, I can take money. So I used the same strategy when I was doing my traveling. So what I did, I prepared a proper project that what am I really going to do in this travel. Like here I am trying to explain that how do I travel for free, so that I can also help other people rather than just telling my story. I can share my secrets or my way of doing free or my way of traveling free, so that they can also try it their place. I prepared a proper project that okay, this is the location where I'm starting from and this is the ending point, how I'm covering that distance. So I have to be pretty unique. Everyone is going by train, by bus, or by flight. So I created different way. Okay, I'm going by cycle. So newspapers and media is ready to cover my story. So this was my selling point, and I asked few of my sponsors that if you can give me money, I can get you in media. So they gave me the sponsoring money. I was wearing a T-shirt which is sponsored by their company, and I am having some of the other thing. I am using a few hashtag on my Facebook and other different places where I have quite a bit followers now. So this is how I started. Earlier, I was getting a very little bit of amount of sponsorship. I took that. I started cycling, and it took a lot of time. And then I was continuously talking to the media that why they should cover my story, what is unique my story, what exactly I am trying to convey the message. Because I was not just traveling from one point to another point. I was carrying a message as well on the way. When I'm going through any highway or any villages, passing any villages, so I was talking to people that why you should not smoke, why it's important to educate your children. So I was pretty happy that I really wanted to do social work. I am doing it. I wanted to travel. I am traveling, and I am getting money out of it because there are sponsors who are getting media. So
Definitely.
this is how for the first time it started, and I did a lot of cycling then.
Sorry, no, I don't mean to cut you off. We'll get into that a little bit more, but so that you kind of explained how you're a travelpreneur. So I'm sure you have an idea of what a travelpreneur is. A lot of people use the term digital nomad as well. Our definition of a travelpreneur is a traveling entrepreneur that believes in building location-independent businesses that allow them complete control and freedom over their lifestyle. So, I mean, you basically you just gave your answer right there of how you're a travelpreneur. But do you have anything else you'd like to add in terms of what makes you a travelpreneur?
Okay, what makes me travelpreneur is there's a quotation which I can say here. If you really want to do this, you'll find a way. If you don't want to do this, you'll find an excuse. So I think this is the attitude what a travelpreneur have. If they want to travel, they'll find any or the other way to make it possible. And if they don't really want to travel, this is not really the first or primary passion they have, they'll find an excuse. Okay, how is it possible to do a business while traveling? So I think this is if you have this passion, you really love traveling, and this is your primary focus. So you are a travelpreneur because you can always find a way to earn out of your travel. Like as I told you, I travel and I earn through that only by sponsors, by some or the other way. So I think our attitude makes a travelpreneur, that if are we a travelpreneur or not.
Yeah, I agree. So, I'm sure India is this kind of the same way as it is in America. I mean, a lot of people have comfortable jobs. They have no problem working 9 to 5. They work all their lives for this, for this goal at the end of their life to retire. So, what made you take the leap into working for yourself, and wanting to make the change in the world that you're currently doing?
Okay, so for this question, what I feel is it's about our personal thought process or about childhood, like what we are facing. Like for example, I was going through with a lot of problem in my childhood where I faced a lot of problem in relation to finance, in relation to my own education as well. Like from the starting point, I am not really someone who is too much into education. I can't be the school going or college going and then an office going person. So I think my problems are the one who gave me an option that please try something else. Because I feel normal people are very normal. They are comfortable with each and everything. If you ask them to go, they can follow. And it's really difficult for me to follow. If you ask me that, okay, this is the best way to do it. So sorry, I can't follow because you already know it. I have to initiate or I have to do something new to be unique. And I'm very clear with this for myself that I'm going to live for the one and only time. So I don't know how this came into me I think might be by Swami Vivekananda, the person I read a lot, that I am very clear with this, that I'm going to live for a single time in this universe, but I want to make it sure that one is more than enough. So that's why I decided that I'm not really going to waste my life. I have to be pretty scared about it. There's a line by Buddha, which line says, the only trouble is we think we have time. So I try to scare myself, because till the time I'm not really scared, I'm not really going to perform well. I'm not really going to use each and every second really well. So that's why I decided I have to use my life very wisely. Like the way we use our money, we have to use our time wisely, because money is time, time is money. So that's why I decided I do not have money, I have time. So start using your time wisely.
That's great. I mean, and that's a great point for anyone that's aspiring to, to start a business or to start traveling is, you have an unlimited amount of time right now. I mean, we're young, we're healthy, use that time to leverage that time into making money. I mean, if that's your goal, and to travel, whatever your goal is. And I think that's a great point. So, what do you believe is like the greatest factor holding people back that want to, take control of their lives and have more freedom and be more happy? Like, what is the biggest thing holding them back?
The people who are not able to do this is because they are not taking the risk. And the other thing is, we decide each and everything, whatever my present is, come from my past. Like there's another line which says, whatever we are is the result of what we have thought. So for example, these other people who are going to a regular job, they have not faced such people that, okay, my friend, my uncle's daughter, or my uncle's son, or someone or the other person is taking risk or doing something by themselves. So they are not having enough examples in front of them. That's why they are really scared of. So what we do, there's another line which, children do not learn from you, they observe you. They do not listen to you, they observe you. So at the childhood, we are not able to observe people. We are not getting such people around us. Who we have around us, at least in India or at least in few other countries, are regular parents who are going to a job, who are a teacher, who are a doctor or an engineer, or someone like this. So these are the people we are observing. Okay, we know their schedule, that okay, they go to a job by this time, they come back this time, they talk to us, they prepare the food, and this is how our day ends. We go to vacation, but not regularly, once in a year. So this is what we are observing. So this is how we decide our future. Okay, this is what I learned. This is how I'm going to do. Like if I learn that I should respect a girl, I will respect a girl. But if I do not observe in my place that, okay, girl is not really someone I should respect like this way, so I will not respect. So this is how we decide our future as well, whether I am free or not. I have seen my father, I have seen other friends who are doing such stuff. So I decided, okay, I'll make this something related to my future. I'll be something like this only. So this is why we call this person is my role model. So this is very important for us or to anyone to teach their children or to teach their younger ones, that decide, okay, we are not putting any burden on you, but read more and more people, look for more and more people, and then decide. The more you option have, the more clarity you have. Okay, this is really something I want to do.
That's great. What I took from that is, if you don't have that positive influence in your life, and that positive mentor, you should really, if you want to change yourself, you want to do great things, you should reach out to someone to be that mentor for you. Because I think that has a huge impact on people's lives.
Exactly.
So we talked about a little bit earlier about your sponsorships in terms of being able to help you travel. So does the revenue that you're currently generating from those sponsorships allow you to live the travel lifestyle that you want for yourself?
Okay, so it's been 2-3 years now. I am traveling regularly and I am preparing my project. So in last 2-3 years, I get to learn a lot, that how to pitch the right sponsor, who are the right category of the sponsors which I need, and what they exactly want out of my project. And again about negotiation, that how much I should ask for the first time so that they end up on the exact point where I really wanted them to. So you have to be very clear with these things. And again, it takes a lot of other things and other skills to crack the sponsorship. So for the first time when I started, if I needed 10 rupees in case, so I got only 3-4 rupees. So I was really in a hard situation to manage it, but now at this, like for example, the last project I did, I needed somewhere around, if I got almost 100%. And even this time it was really easy because I am doing it continuously from a long time, almost like 2 years. So now people are watching me, and I'm using social media as a positive way to communicate my message to other people or show my feed to other people. So they like I send friend requests to a lot of people regularly. If I see they have a good business, they can be my sponsor, or they have something in relation to my travel. So I send them a request, and I just stay friends with them, and I post my regular updates on my Facebook. So some of the other day, they started notifying me, okay, who is this guy doing such things regularly, and this is really outrageous. So they started observing me, and when I feel okay, now the guy is really looking at me, then I propose them for my new project. And now last project I had faced the same situation. Like I was talking to one of my partner that okay, I need you to be my media sponsor. And the lady said, okay, how much money do you need? I said, okay, I do not need to have money from you. If you can give me media, this is more than enough. I can bring money from somewhere else. She again asked me, okay, even though, how much money do you need? I said, okay, this much. Okay, take it from me. And I replied, okay, I love you so much. So this is about your continuity. If you are doing it regularly, so even people will be ready to give you money because they are very clear with this that you can give them something what they need. She needed an expansion. I was going to another country, and she was very clear that you can do this. So this is how it happened. And now at this point of time, I have really good sponsor. Like for example, Adidas, Red Bull, and Wildcraft. These people, so these companies are sponsoring me. Scott, for example, Scott give me free bicycles. Adidas give me all the accessories, whatever they have, and there are other sponsors who give me cash. So these are really big, well-known brand internationally, and now they are investing in me. And it's only 2-3 years I have been working in the same field. But it's more about projecting yourself and presenting yourself in the proper way, so that the brand also feel comfortable while standing next to you.
Mm-hmm. That's great. And I would consider you pretty successful so far. I mean, I can tell you've really hustled a lot. You've worked your butt off to get to where you are. Not only you're an entrepreneur, but you're a social entrepreneur, which I think is very rare. So what would you say the greatest factor is that's contributed to your success thus far?
The single point, like I'll not count more than one, just a single point: networking. You can do each and everything, but you need to have the customer, you need to have the angel investor, you need to have the sponsor. In case you are in an emergency, you can pay as much money as like medical emergency, you can pay as much money as any doctor want, but you had to have the network of that doctor. You have to have the number of the doctor so that you can call him and ask him, come down to this place, I'll give you each and everything, whatever you need in your life. But you have to have the network. So what I feel, it's been 9 years from now. When I was in school, I started working in an internet company, started selling internet connection to people. So this is how I started. My home and my office were in distance somewhere around 15 kilometers. So every day I have to give 7 rupees to travel from here to this, from my home to my office by public transport. But I was not really even able to pay 7 rupees. So I some way managed to arrange 5 rupees, and I asked my grandmother to give me 2 rupees more so that I can manage to have 7 rupees, and at least I can travel from my home to my office at the right time at morning. And whenever I travel in this city bus, in this public transport, so I make sure that whosoever sit next to me, I will manage him to manipulate him to give his number to me. And no matter who that person is, he is just another salesman, he is a CEO of any company, or whosoever he is a student or a professor in any college, I want his number. Because you do not know which person he can connect you to, or you do not know who exactly the person is. You have to try. So this is how I started at that point of time. And even there's another short story behind it, that why I started. Earlier I was too much into computers, and not specifically into computers. It was ethical hacking, computer security. So there's a term in computer security which is ethical, which is social engineering. That you talk to people, you manipulate them, or you are very free to talk to anyone and talk to or make them do what you want them to do. So this is how I started back doing this before, like back 9 years, and this really helped me a lot. I knew a lot of people, and this is how the doors got started opening for me. You won't believe, till now I got an invitation from TED, I got invitation from Google to come there and talk about my own things, whatever I am doing. This is not because they know a lot of people. This is because I know them personally, somewhere or the other, and they are on my Facebook. And they see me regularly doing such things. So they just write down a mail to me. Why don't you come and tell the story to each and everyone? So you need to know people, and you need to make sure that they are watching you, they are listening you some way or the other, not intentionally, but you have to be somewhere around them. And this will help you a lot. Yeah, this is all I can say. Networking, that's it. Nothing more than that from my side.
That's very powerful, and I think that I agree with you on that one. It's all about who you know, not what you know.
Exactly.
So I'm sure you've had a lot of difficult times along your journey. Times when people were telling you no, 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 like they didn't believe in you, they didn't believe in your message, but you kept on persisting. Or when you doubted if you were doing the right thing. So take us to a moment and share with us, how you overcame that adversity to arrive to the point where you are today.
Okay. So there's again a line. It says, I will rather die out of my passion rather than getting boredom. Okay. So this is very clear with this. And this is about passion. Means if you are not really passionate about travel, if you are not really passionate about anything, so you cannot agree with this line. You cannot agree with me. And that line again, I repeat, I will rather die out of my passion rather getting boredom. So this is what I feel. And if I talk about a situation, like for example, for the first time when it's been a lot of time in a short story, when I was going to start the NGO to teach other people computer, few of my family member told me that you should complete your studies for the first, and then you should think about helping other people. You are not even educated by yourself, and you are trying to help other people. You do not have money for yourself to sustain yourself, and you are trying to start an NGO which will help a lot of people in society. So how are you going to do this? And this was even like some other field in social entrepreneurship. If I talk about traveling, so more practical problem. When for the first time I decided that I want to travel by cycle from Indore to Mumbai, which is 750 kilometers one way and 1500 kilometers in whole journey.
Wow.
So my mother told me simply that you're not going to do this. I said, no, I really want to do this. So she said, no, you can't do this. This is not a good thing. So I told her, no, bad things are smoking, drink, for us in India. I'm not talking about on my personal family level. Like, it's not really good to smoke. It's not really good to drink or to do something bad to someone else or to stealing such things. So I said, I'm not doing any of these things. I'm just traveling. Who told you that traveling is a bad thing? So she said, no, this is really risky. You can't do this. So I said, no, I'm going to do this like anyway. I am going to do it. She told me, okay, I'm not here for you anymore. This house does not belong to you. If you want to go, just go. Do not come back.
Wow.
I said, okay, I'm going. So I knew that I'm not doing anything wrong. You have to be so strong towards your intentions that I'm really going to do this. You have to be very dedicated. I'm going to do it. No matter, no one can really stop me. And I just went away. And few days, 2-3 days, and I got a call from my mom asking, did you had your food? Or are you safe? Where did you reach now? I hope you are safe. You are having food properly, or did you sleep last night or not? And ride your bicycle on the roadside. Do not go here and there, and be careful. I said, yeah, surely I'll take care of myself. So, and your parents love you a lot. Each and every if they are saying no, like in my case, if they are saying no to you because they care for you. But you have to be really firm, and you have to show them, no, I really can do this. And they'll let you do. And now my mom do not really care about this, and she keeps on giving me a call that you had your food or not. But yeah, this is one of these situations I faced.
That's great. Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that, and I feel I'm kind of in the same boat. Your parents will always be very supportive of you, no matter what you do. They might think you're crazy at first, but I think it's this extra motivation to go out there and prove them wrong in a way, to show them that you can do this and that it is possible.
There's another line I remember from Mahatma Gandhi, if you remember Mr. Gandhi. So there's a line he said, first they will laugh on you, second they will fight with you, third they will make feel proud on you, something like this. So obviously this is what happened. First people start laughing on you, what you're trying to do, you do not have money, you travel around here free, why are you cycling, man, take a bus, take a train. And they'll laugh on you, this guy is crazy, man, he do not listen to anyone, he's just fool and this and that. They'll even fight with you, and then at the end of it all, they'll respect you. Dude, you really did it, man. I can't cycle this much, I can't travel this much, I really want to travel but I can't travel. So this is how it happens. First they'll laugh you, then they'll fight you, then they'll respect you.
That's great. So you've accomplished a lot so far, and I'm sure you have a lot planned for the future here. So what is the number one goal for this new year, and how do you plan to accomplish it?
Okay, so I have one recent plan which is about walking. So I want to walk. So I plan to walk somewhere around 1,800 kilometers, and I'll start it from the capital of my country, which is Delhi, and I will walk till the highest motorable road in the world, which is Khardungla. This is somewhere in the Himalayas. This is the highest motorable road, somewhere around 18,000 feet. This is the highest road in the world, and it's really hard to breathe over there. It's really hard to go over there. So I have planned to walk from Delhi to Khardungla, which is 1,800 kilometers. And for people, it's really unbelievable. They are asking me, why don't you cycle, dude? Why do you really want to walk now? Why are you creating problem for yourself? But I think this is what it is. Challenges is something what make me and make people like us. So yeah, this is something which I'm really planning recently, and I'm almost done with the sponsorship as well. Today, just recently, before 2-3 hours, I got my sponsors finalized, and they're ready to give me as much money as I need. And I'll be traveling regularly for 3 months, and I'll be just walking with my camera, and that's it.
That's great. Well, I'm definitely excited to follow you along that journey. I'm sure my audiences will be as well. So, the Travelpreneur Club is made up of both established and aspiring travelpreneurs. So what is one of your favorite books that you think would really resonate with the audience?
Okay, so here it's quite like what the book I can really suggest is not really too much about traveling, because I never had to learn about traveling.
Mm-hmm.
For me, traveling is just getting on an unknown road and just going and doing anything. I learned traveling by traveling. This is how I do. But there are a few things which I read so that I can inspire myself, I can motivate myself, and I read these things from the person, as I told you, from Swami Vivekananda, because he have told me a lot of things. Like, for example, take up an idea, make that idea your life, live for it, dream for it, and this is the only way to success. So here he is not talking to me about travel, but he's talking to me about my passion. He's talking to me about my dreams, and these are the things I learned from him. So I can suggest, like, if it's possible for anyone, and if they are really interested to get motivated and or inspired towards their dream or goal, so you must try to read Swami Vivekananda once. And I tell you personally, I have a lot of books in my bag. So whenever I meet my friends or whenever I meet a new person randomly, so I gift him a book, just a short book with 20-30 pages to him, so that he can easily read it. And if he can really get motivated out of these 20-30 pages, he'll start reading him regularly.
Okay, so I'll link up in the show notes that author that you mentioned and how you spell it. So that way, if anyone wants to search out for that author and be inspired, be motivated by his work, they can do so.
Exactly.
So this is the last question I have for you. What do you believe is the largest problem that we face today, and how can we be of assistance to create that change?
Okay, so I would like to ask you. You are asking this problem to be in this society or in traveling, in which way?
Just in the world in general. I mean, whether it be in India, whether it be in the U.S., whether it be travel, business. I mean, just what do you see, like, from your experiences, your travel experiences, your entrepreneurial successes, failures? What do you think is the biggest problem that we face as a society today?
Okay, so I think. Like I run an NGO, so I was even like looking for a problem. So earlier when I started traveling, so people were asking me that, what are you traveling for? What solution are you traveling for? Are you looking for something? So I said, yeah, I'm looking for the problem. So they said, okay, people search and people travel to find the solution because they have a problem. So they travel that if they can find a solution. But no, I was traveling to find the exact problem, and I figured out some way or the other way. Like I feel this is the problem that the each and every child from the age of 5 to till 15 is the time when he decide what he is or she is or what she will be or he will be. This is the main time, and I think that the problem is in this time only. Like for example, if there's any guy who is doing any wrong thing to any girl, if there's any guy who is doing anything wrong to any third person or anything wrong going, the secret is, or the problem which created or which was there is, it was created between the time of 5 to 15 age. There's some thought in his brain or her brain which came in the brain by the age of 5 to 15, I feel, because this is the time when she decided or he decided what he will be or she will be. So I think if we can concentrate on the children's, like the age between 5 to 15, on the education system, on like how we treat them, how we behave with them, like so this is something which we can do. Like for example, I decided to travel by the age of 15 only. Before 15 I decided, okay, this is how I will be, this is how I'm gonna be, and most of us decide by 15 only. So I think if we can concentrate on how we talk to our children or the younger ones, or how we teach them, what we teach them, this will help us a lot. So I think education is really something which we need to improve.
That's great. Thank you for that. So I hear we have some background music in the back there. But I mean, yeah, so that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for joining us today. I truly do appreciate your time, and I enjoyed our conversation. And I'm really impressed with the impact that you've had so far in your country, and I'm very sure and very excited to see what you're going to do next. So, my fellow travelpreneurs, I highly recommend heading over to Akash's site, which is AAKASHRANISON.com, where he really does a lot of writing, some travel photography, and also you can check out his NGO, which is the goldenbirdfoundation.org. So before we go, I want you to share with us one last parting piece of advice, what the best way to contact you is, and then we'll say goodbye.
Okay, so I tell you a unique thing. It's in a short way. Like my name Aakash, my name Ranison. So I tell you, it's really unique, Ranison. I am the only one in this universe with this name. There's no one else in the universe who have Ranison. So the secret behind is Rani, R-A-N-I, Rani. In Hindi, this is Rani. In English, in Rani, if I translate Rani in English, so this is Queen. So Rani is my mom. Her name is Rani, and son is S-O-N. In English, son. So I created my own son named Rani, son. So I am the son of my mother, which is Rani. So my name is really unique, and this is why if you search on internet Aakash Ranison, so I am the only guy available each and everywhere. So if you go to facebook.com/Aakash Ranison, if you go to twitter.com/Aakash Ranison, Instagram/Aakash Ranison, so you can write me even at aakashranison@gmail.com. And as you know personally, like I'm really updated and I'm really available on my emails regularly. So if anyone from the viewers drop me an email any point of time, I'll be really replying them within 24 hours. And I really love to talk to people. I reply to each and everyone if it's possible for me. If I'm not really traveling somewhere in forest or anywhere, so I reply to each and everyone. So please write to me at Aakash Ranison, and I will really get back to you.
Well, thank you. And one last parting piece of wisdom. What do you want to tell everyone?
Okay, so on my laptop here on desk, you can't see this place, but where I keep my hands, I have written few things. So I read it loud for you people out there.
Please.
So whatever we are is the result of what we have thought. Okay, and thought becomes things. So I give thought which I want to be reality, which I want to become the reality in future. So I wrote over here, I am happy. First line. Second line, I am traveling. Third line, my blog is going really awesome. Fourth line, I am rich. So if you keep on saying these lines, so you will make it possible, because we believe there's a line, what we think and what manifest is always a match. So I think this, and I feel what manifest will always be a match. So keep saying that I am happy, I am rich, I am traveling around the world, and my travel blog is going really well, and you'll keep on doing this.
Thank you very much, Aakash. I really do appreciate your time again, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. See you.
Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. It would mean the world to me if you would subscribe below and share this video with a friend that you think it would help. If you'd like this interview in audio format, you can click above right there to subscribe on iTunes or Stitcher. And don't forget to head on over to thetravelpreneurclub.com for more inspirational content that'll help you begin your journey as a travelpreneur. Until next time, take care, my friends.